Welcome to Next Play Investors. It's that Sunday show, man, where we sit around and talk about investments, ways to make money, and everything else to go along to it. Real estate, whatever the next play is. We want to welcome and invite you at the same time. Every Sunday at 7:30, we come out and all the fellas and the ladies of Next Play, we get together and we sit around and talk about deals, money, investments, how to make generational wealth, everything above. We want to thank you for coming out again tonight and being able to, enjoy and spend some time with us and reach out to us and join the group on Facebook. Also, you can actually see what's going on with all the different plays that we talk about during the week inside of the group. One of the things you see, you catch us every Sunday at 7:30, and then that way we all can figure out what the next play. Let's go join the other people and see what's going on because basically we're in a situation where everybody's always in the other room, and that's what we do every Sunday. We start the show off, we join everybody else over in the other room and give everybody a chance to kind of get in. We all doing this from the comforts of it because we all investors and some in some way. We may some bigger than others, some some just learning, some experts, but and we as a group we come together and actually work together to share knowledge with each other. So, let's go over and see what's going on with everybody else. Find out find out what's actually happened and see what the next play is for today. You know, because definitely the thing is we want to see what's going on with everybody. So, other than that, we definitely want to see what's going on and let's get over to the next play. What's going on, everybody? Look, my man over there in the flower shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah, man.
Hey man,
Hey,
look, talking Stacy Montana.
but
I
you know,
never let them do you like that.
Hey, say, hey
hey
man,
man,
hey Tony over there, man. You know what I mean? He having fun, man.
yeah, yeah, everything good, man. Everything good over here. Working the magic, trying to find the next play.
Hey man,
Boy,
that's what's up.
please. We know what your
Stacey,
next play
are
is.
you working or are you on leisure? Is it
I'm both.
business? Oh, it's both.
It's a workcation. It's a workcation.
Workcation.
Yeah, you put the trip on your business and write everything off on your taxes. So
Oh,
that
I
works.
love it. You got to teach me. I
Yeah,
don't
you
have a
went
business.
down. You went down there to look at some stuff at the same time, then, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. They got some property down here for the Lowski.
There we go.
Um,
There we go.
they got
That's why it's work
some lots.
staycation because he actually worked.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I looked at a couple of lots they got down here. You can do some Airbnb over
Right.
here. It actually got some lots for like $2,000.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's not overlooking the ocean, but you get a lot for two
Good deal.
thousand. Yeah,
Good
you know how
deal.
it goes. You know how it goes. Some you gotta shop around, try to find the locals. Small islands, only like 22 miles long, 7 miles wide. You know, so pretty decent though. Pretty decent. What y'all been doing this week?
Well, I paid off 3 credit cards. So
What?
excited.
Tree?
Good
You paid off
job,
Three.
credit
Nicole.
cards?
Good job,
Hey, it's kind
Nicole.
of, thank you.
Oh
But
wow,
hold on,
that's
hold on,
real
hold on.
good.
How many more you got? Cause I mean, this.
Just one.
Oh, okay.
So so I'm curious, man. Like what the rates were. Like how much interest are you gonna save per month?
Um, Let me see. You know what? I didn't look into that. I do need to
Yeah,
look at that because those interest rates, believe it or not, were high
yeah,
on all 3 credit cards.
yeah.
So I just have my Navy Federal left. But I just decided, like, look, I'm trying to get to the 800 club. So
Okay.
by any means necessary.
800 Club.
Well,
Okay.
that's gonna get
Damn,
definitely.
I'm trying to get to the 800 club. I was almost there in 2018. Had a 792. I was very close. But,
Okay.
life.
Oh, you mean your credit score 800?
Oh, yeah. 800 club. Yes. Credit score.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
But here's the $1 million question though. What you gonna do with that $800
800.
credit score?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
What are you gonna
Ah,
make
that
it
part.
work for you?
so
Or you just
Oh,
gonna get them?
yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because, I told you all a long time
so what's
ago
the
when I first
next
got
play?
in. I
That's
was trying to
basically
honestly buy another property
that's
so I
good.
can make it into an Airbnb.
Okay.
I have me a little business.
A little business.
Give me a little business.
Okay.
Well, that's a good
So,
thing,
That's
Nicole. That's real
good to
good.
work because just
this
having
is my
it.
question.
What's your question, cousin?
Anybody ever bought tax properties?
Who?
Like when properties going default on their taxes. Have anybody ever did those before?
No, but the land across the street from me they auctioned it off, and I
Absolutely
really should have purchased it.
Yeah, I had 3 of them before, and actually they're great investments
Property.
because either way, yeah, I had 3 of them before I sold them. You can, if they
So you
got a
actually
year to
own
pay the taxes off. Yeah, we got a chance to own 2 of them. One of them they did pay off, and they got to pay you extra 20%. Now, the one property that we had was a gas station. It was an abandoned gas station. The gas station, they basically locked the building down. But what was so great about it, we kept it for years. They had built the billboard on it. And since it was a billboard on it, we got that income every year from that billboard because it was on our property. So we made a deal with the billboard company. It's okay to buy those properties. I mean, that's something everybody might want to start looking into because you can get those properties. And it's like you making
Well, here's Martinez
at the end
in
of
2021.
that's 20%.
Well, the thing now is they're not available because of the housing shortage. People are buying it before they even get to the sale.
Dang.
What?
Yeah,
So how do they do that?
they don't.
Uh-oh.
We got some
How do they
feedback.
buy them before they hit the auction?
You reach out to
The county?
oh well, you just look in the newspaper, you see the upcoming sale, and then you go and meet with the homeowner and work a deal out with them to pay the taxes and put some money in their pocket.
Oh,
So for the past 3 months, the tax sales have been canceled because they didn't have any property to sell.
wow. That's crazy.
I think there's getting ready to be some coming up. We got a couple months, but
So what you
there's
been
getting ready to
seeing?
be some.
What you been
Start hitting.
seeing? What you been seeing since you been out with doing what you do? Have you seen Have you seen building and stuff kind of start to come back, or because you on the ground? We can.
No. Actually, I've seen like buildings just standing there with no windows, no doors, even more of the same thing. And actually, I'm in a little more in depth. I have 3 homes right now. I can't even get done because I'm waiting on material myself. So, and they're saying it's a 17-week wait, 17-week wait. So I'm looking at, but only because I know people in the industry, I can pull a little pull strings, call in favors. So I'm looking at the middle of August. Now, for those people that don't have that, they still gonna be waiting for a long time, man.
So we basically
So
in a situation where it look like everything is changed. It's still in a standstill.
yeah, but I think what's gonna happen from my standpoint, from being out there and seeing what I see, I think it's the economy is gonna bump head with the housing industry also because you got all these new houses just sitting there without material, and then you're gonna have these forbearance that's gonna hit the market at the same time when everything breaks loose, and it's no longer gonna be a seller's market; it's gonna be a buyer's market. It's gonna change drastically.
So there's no houses, no cars, no workers. How can we captivate all this?
Well,
Something has to come out of this.
I
to make
think
money.
I think y'all may want to consider it's really not a shortage.
No, it's not a shortage. It's
You
a shortage
gotta
of material.
I'm a ponder something real quick. Let me get this one out. Think about this.
Okay.
What if none of it was real in the first place? So when you really look at it, that's how the system. We go back and talk about Ray Dalio, and we think about how Ray Dalio used to say the cycle of the economic flow. I mean, what is called the economic cycle. We go back and look and study him. This is just the cycle we in. This cycle here, everything is inflation just to be able to make the perception of whatever they trying to make. Even though, because it just don't make sense when you don't have anything of anything, how everything is still flowing.
Mhm.
When you look at it, you look at it, you saying you don't have any cars, you don't have any houses, you don't have any jobs, you don't have any workers, you don't have none of this, but the economy is still churning. So if you go back and look, like even right now, I went back and looked at Decentraland when we had the young kid on here.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
you know, to be honest with you, and then I was talking to another person. They was talking about how that we go all these cryptocurrencies still trying to be created. When you look at it, they just moving the money. Cause Decentraland and there's another one called Axis. I got some stuff I can show you later. They're actually um they're actually they're actually they're making the most money right now. They're making the most money right now. You know what I mean? And they actually had an all-time high last week. And so that's why I say the money is being made. Uh, and the economy is still going because they still giving away money. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think we just got to change the way you're looking at it, and we've been taught to believe that it's not there, but it's really there. So like he said, like Martinez said, what's the capitalization? Because they making money. I
Yeah.
mean, it's money being made. Nothing. The ball keep bouncing.
Yeah.
The ball
Yeah.
keep bouncing, and the ball don't stop just because when you really sit back and look at it, the ball don't just stop. Yeah, the ball don't just stop when people are just because the economy is doing whatever it's doing. So you see there's no shortage of trucks, houses, cars. Somebody making some money for it being a shortage, not just the manufacturer. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's the shortage of cars. There's like, look, I was looking on different like auto trader sites, and they got the note going across the screen saying, due to the shortage of cars, their stocks is very limited right now. And we know just by the basic rule of supply and demand, yeah, the prices of cars are going up. The prices of houses going up, like Sam said, due to the material. Is just like you said, we have to find a way as investors to find a way to capitalize on this.
What about anticipating the bust? Could we capitalize as far as investors on the short? And like Frank was talking about the economic cycle. This is an economic cycle. And so instead of thinking it's going to continue to go higher, what if we calculate, okay, let's start playing some shorts in the market. Start setting some stop losses on to protect your assets. So when it does bust, you know, we got cash, and then how we capitalize when it reaches the bottom again, we buy back in.
Yeah,
That's one
that's a
option.
great suggestion.
You know,
That's a great.
I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna be funny. I think if we watch the economic cycle, you're gonna watch and see these companies gonna post a lot of losses in the next coming quarters just so they can keep things flowing. You're gonna watch and see a lot of companies are gonna miss their numbers, and they're gonna use this time to kind of write off a lot of money. So the economy gonna take a big turn when you see in the stock market because the market been taking losses heavily. And, even though some of these companies been making breakthroughs, so you seeing more losses when you look at your stock portfolio through the week. You're not seeing that thing go green. You're not seeing it go green. So we talking about instead of playing the long play, Like he said, it's the short time because this thing going red. Every time you look on your thing now, it's starting to be red a lot more than it is green. So when we talk about the short, we talk about the losses. I think that's where the money at right now. I mean, because you look at it, the people are. I don't have no problem with the president. Whoever the president is, that's who the president is. But go ahead, sir. You raised your hand. Ain't never used that feature.
Hey, I want to say also, keep in mind that about the tax credit that just went out.
Yeah.
I hadn't personally seen it yet, but keep in mind that they're still printing money and putting it back into the economy. So we still may have a little time. I think that's from what I hear, it's supposed to go until the end of the year.
Really?
So we still have a little bit, you know, we just guesstimating. We're no financial advisor, no financial professional, but we are anticipating that this thing's gonna go on for the rest of the year with that tax credit because I think it's $300 per child. So if someone has 4 kids, that's $1,200 a month additional
What
income
did
that they're
y'all
gonna be getting.
did y'all hear about the city that already passed guaranteed income? Y'all heard
In
about that?
California,
Yeah, y'all heard about that?
yeah,
Uh-uh.
Oh,
yeah, California did it.
yeah. They got a
Some
city in
cities in
California
California.
that they're automatically paying people every month to live there. Like
Well,
they
people
get
were moving. Oh,
no, they get a check it's a government program. I'm sorry, Ray. I like these features.
well, that's because I think that California and a couple of other states that the people there are moving out so quickly, and now it's like, hey, with the fires, with the water shortages there, and now this, a whole lot of people are moving to other states now. I was just speaking with someone that was from St. Louis, Missouri. They said that where their little town had like 15,000 people, in the course of over a year and a half, it's doubled. And it's people from all over the United States just moving there. They're getting away from New York, California, and places like that where everything is really so sky high. They're moving away from there. They're getting moving to states where there's a lower cost of living, man.
Well, I think yeah. I mean, I think what it is though, even with them doing that, it's funny. I think that they're testing paying people a steady amount of money every month. I think that when you see that they keep giving the money away, man, when have you ever heard in the history of the United States they giving so much money away still? A lot of money still being given away now. And that's gonna prolong like something. But I mean, I'm gonna let y'all. Everybody got their hand raised. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna let y'all go. Go, Mark.
Well, just like was saying is because a lot like California, New York, the cost of living is very high. So what the California did, they came up with a way they're testing out to say, hey, if we give a citizen X amount of dollars, would this help them survive through this economy, and then would they be able to afford where they're living so they can survive? So I think it's just a test, and that was the vice president. That was one of her agendas before they was elected. I think it's just a test thing, though. I don't think it's gonna really last. But hey, if it works out, you know how life goes. If things work out, they keep pushing forward.
So I think that's a good thing. What you got, Steve? You had your hand raised too, sir.
Well, I was gonna also piggyback on what you said. It was a government funded program, and that's one way um, of stimulating the economy um, is to government funded programs where the Fed could print money to give to the government, and the government turns around and creates programs um, to stimulate so the people could work through programs. Who knows? Maybe I don't know, doing some type of uh, school program where they'll allow you to go, which I've seen, go get your CDL for free, which the government's paying for that program, but the person who go gets the CDL has an opportunity to give back to society through driving the truck. So I think that may be one way that it may be dumping the money back into the economy.
So we back on welfare
That's it.
again. That's what
That's
we're
all
going back to.
Well, I mean,
So they gonna set the welfare
Well,
program back up, and they gonna put the projects back up sooner or later, huh? So that's what we're going back to.
you gotta understand that's the cycle. That's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
that's the
it's just part
cycle.
of the cycle, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like that. The craziest part when you look at it from the standpoint of what's really going on as a game, just like we talk about fashion recycles. You know what I'm saying? Just like we talk about like fashion recycles. That's like we talk about all these things, styles, all these things they recycle. We sit around and talk about them all the time, how they recycle. Believe it or not, living and investments and all that stuff, that's the economic cycle. It happens over and over and over. If you go back and this is why we can use history to see what's gonna happen. I mean, you go all the way back, like I said, to ancient Rome, to Africa, when the different trading patterns of how they traded things, and you start to realize that it's the same structure. It's not. Nobody's doing anything different. It's just a different object, and it has a terminology that's different, but it's still the same concept. You know what I'm saying? The way they live, the way they. I mean, even from when we look at slavery, it's not may not be slavery with somebody getting beat and made to go in the field. But in reality, there is a set of people that are still in that, you know what I'm saying, in that economic cycle, because that are being used in the same way, even if they not here. So it's always a group, always going through the same thing. It's just put into a different perspective to make you feel good about it, because that's how it has to go. When you look at Bitcoin, like it seems new for somebody to come up with some money to spend, but you got to realize, like I was talking to somebody else, it wasn't until the 1900s, early 1900s, that the Federal Reserve was even created. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and look at when some of this stuff has been created, it's really not as old as we are, and it's the evolution of the cycle. That's why you can always find the next play through history. This is why there's nothing new. There's nothing new about a Tesla. Just the way somebody did it. It's still a car. You know. I mean, and when you look at everything else, it's the cycle of all the stuff in history gonna replay itself. So yeah, they're gonna go back to you look in Atlanta right now. There's more apartments being built
Than houses.
than housing. That whole
Because
that
it's more profitable and it's more secure. That's why they do that. They do that for the reasons of if they foreclose on a condo building or something like that, they don't have to worry about anybody breaking into the condo building, because there's still other people that stay there that will probably call the cops or whatever. So it's all more of a security issue, and the banks it's a little more secure for the bank. And they try to make it a little easier to get into that rather than a house. But that's the trap, I think. That's the way they trap you. And then when you try to leave, it's hard to unload.
Well, I think when you really sit back and look at it, the next play is you gotta realize what's being created. Everybody wants the convenience. Everybody wants to live where they get everything dropped to them. Everybody wants it instantly. So that goes back into the Decentraland thing, what we talked about, where you got to understand everybody is slowly being turned to love a virtual world where they do everything and they just get it and they go on about their lives. So you got to understand that the companies are finna provide the product. So if they got people in a closer area, it makes more money. Amazon's biggest problem is shipping.
Yeah.
Amazon,
Manpower.
yeah,
That's the biggest problem, manpower right
yeah.
now.
You go to Walmart right now, they got all those people working, they stocking, and you checking out your own stuff. They let all the
Mhm.
people do all the work inside of the store. You check out your own stuff. The registers don't even work no more. They don't even turn them on.
Yeah.
I know we were just talking about that today. Like you got all these self checkouts, and you might have one or two lines that's functioning.
If that. So you gotta really like you gotta realize the cycle that's coming. We just had you gotta think about it. The pandemic was when you go back and look at history and you look at the plague that hit, watch what happened. They was like if you go back, like I tell everybody to go back and look at it, you'll see this is how they approached it. And I mean it may not be exactly like it. You ain't gonna be able to follow it word for word, but it's gonna be in the same context. So
Okay.
mm it'll be
I
in the
said,
same
why?
context.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Now you know the new plague. They're saying that the first case of a guy over in Texas caught the monkeypox.
Right. What is that? I saw that.
Hey, it's the
That's
monkeypox. They always blame it on Africa. So he just came from
right.
Ghana. Just came from Ghana. He stopped in. He came through Georgia, and he
Yep.
went on. Now they gotta check everybody he
Right on
came
that
into
flight.
contact with, and I'm like, monkeypox.
Hey man, do y'all realize that the bioscience division of these new companies is doing way more money than anybody else on the low. Bioscientists and biotech companies are making more money producing more what they would call profitable
I,
research.
I
I
can
leave it
believe
at that.
that.
You know what I mean? If y'all you think about how you keep hearing about all these new variants of things. You just you have to go look into it. I think that's something we probably wouldn't. I say on here, but you have to go look into it. You'll realize like when you think about seedless watermelon, that's part of bioscience.
Yeah, that's biotech. Well, I mean, yeah, I used
You know
to
what I'm saying? Like these
study
people,
heavily in biotech.
these people are studying this type of stuff heavily because it's you got to realize the biggest threat to humanity is food, and they like that global warming and all that stuff. A lot of food and resources are dying off. Like they joke about a lot of stuff and put stuff out there, but you should they like even I was reading some stuff this week, man, where they was talking about um, MIT did a study on what the collapse of the world, and they saying that we on track and we only got what I mean. It's just saying like it's only like 40 more years before it collapses. You know what I mean? Like it really ain't even that long. It's like 2040 for the world collapse and we don't have food and we destroy the earth because of the way we use it. Like all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think a lot of them people you're gonna see like the history of they gonna change everything up and try to redo it. You know what I mean? That's why you seen the great change. You know,
So how can we make money on it?
well I think the biggest thing it's again it goes back to crypto. Like
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to crypto. Like I think that's the asset that's going to emerge, but I don't think it's buying the money. I
Well,
can I
it's
can
gonna have to actually be like a world currency, something that's
well
accepted everywhere in the world. Period. I think that's what everybody's leaning for, and that's what really all the
Yeah,
countries
but you got
that they
certain
can
companies.
currency. It can be a cryptocurrency that's gonna be accepted worldwide, regardless. I mean, you ain't gotta go about changing no currency or when you go to another country or anything like that. You can just work with that one crypto and keep it moving.
well I mean and one of the things like what I found out and it was really interesting to me is a lot of it a lot of it is not just really about the crypto itself. So
Mm.
and I was looking at some stuff about these going back to going back to Decentraland that what the young boy talking about. And so they got it pegged as and I'm gonna show y'all this too. Let me get it up where y'all can see it. They got it pegged that y'all can see it now on the live. They got it pegged that you see that Axie Infinity and Decentraland. This is 2 days ago, and you know what I mean. It's falling 23%, which is okay, but they've been making more money off fees than Ethereum and Bitcoin alone. So they're making money off of it because these are the top two games that are out there. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to look at it as these things jumped to $29 and nobody's talking about it, except for if you're in the crypto world. So it's not on the news. We always talk about the new next play. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's going down, but this is what they're doing right now. They're making money off of it already. Now I'm gonna show you this. Like, and that's the crazy part about it. Like, they made 30 million last week.
Hmm.
They made 30 million. So we talk about what's the next play. They made 30 million last week.
Decentraland. And that's the same people that sell the art and everything, right?
Well, so all of them are different. All of them are different, but all of them are together. The
Is
NFTs
that that's that EFT or whatever it
yeah,
is,
that's
right?
the NFT. So just like when
NFT,
we
yeah.
had the young dude Josh on here, and he was talking about this, like we talk about where the money at, where you can invest your money at. Well, I'm seeing from like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I, but from what I'm looking at, and I found this week, these folks make 30 million in a week off a game. You know, and you have to understand that they're trying to get Decentraland just to get to $1, $2.
Huh.
They're trying to get the digital land to be worth $2.50. Trying to find it right here so I can show it to you. But they're trying to get the centralized land, uh, decentralized land on these crypto platforms to start being real valued at real money. So you're watching a world being created where people are, even though it's early, one of the things I think like we gotta realize, like when Josh was here, this crypto world it's a lot bigger because a lot of the investments over there. Like these people are really making a lot of money in the crypto world on other stuff, not just holding the coin. Not just, you know what I'm saying? Like not just buying Bitcoin and holding it, waiting for it to go up. They using it to make money. $30 million in a week. And it's all digital. They don't have any. You got to realize all they got is servers and programmers. They don't even have no product. Everything's digital. So only thing you paying for is computer programming and server space. You don't have no brick and mortar. You don't even got technician. The technician don't even got to drive to work. Nobody drive to work. Everybody work from home.
Yeah. Hey, that's like that movie. What is it? Level Up, a Next Player or something like that. It's a game like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where the guy was like in a virtual world basically.
Mm-hmm.
They would log in or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can see it being a big thing because what's name just had a problem by the NFT. It was what Jay-Z and Damian Dash. They in the battle about that because
Mm-hmm.
Dame want. Yeah, so it's definitely growing. So how can we get in that world?
Well, I mean, I think the
You
biggest.
can buy space in the NFT.
Yeah, I think the
Huh?
biggest.
You can buy space.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing though about it is we gotta spend some time doing some research on it because when you really look at it, I mean I've been trying to learn about it myself and put it to play because as I keep reading about it, like I've been keeping up with Decentraland ever since we met Joshua, and Decentraland, like the concept is really cool, man, because if you gotta realize like they're driving it because they're using it. And that's what that's why I'm looking at Decentraland and Axie with the other one. They was like saying they made $30 million last week. These people are making money off digital products that are not even real. $30 million in
So
revenue is a lot of money.
Yeah.
what type of give us an example of what type of products are they selling or what are they advertising? Is it they buying the land and they're
So what they're doing
leasing
is
the land out to
so
people to advertise on this?
what's going on is the younger generation, because there's so much in the gamers and cosplay and all of this, and just the Bitcoin people in crypto space, they're going there because let me back up. Bitcoin is not easy to spend. This is how they're blocking the adoption. You see what I'm saying? So people can't really spend Bitcoin. Like Elon Musk, like what he was trying to do was really big, but people can't really spend it like that. So they had to create ways for them to spend the cryptocurrency. You see what I'm saying? And so what happened was it became digitized. And Decentraland and all these other what they gonna call virtual lands, you know what I'm saying, it's popular, it's real popular in the world where people playing the game and they buying stuff that other people can't. That's where the whole NFT came from. You can buy a digital product and then